How do you react when an alien suddenly appears in front of you? Would you scream, run, or maybe give it a surprise punch? What if I told you the Earth still holds people who could easily outmatch those aliens? These people are living proof that maybe a spaceship landed somewhere long ago and forgot to take a few of its passengers back home. After digging deep and doing some serious searching, we've found them for you. This video brings together some of the strangest, most otherworldly individuals you'll ever see. These are so extraordinary, you'll have a hard time deciding if they truly belong to this planet or not. Number 15. Annie Hawkins Turner. Records don't usually turn heads, but Annie Hawkins Turner certainly does. Known for holding the Guinness World Record for the largest natural breasts, her frame challenges every expectation of proportion. Born in 1957 in Atlanta, Georgia, Annie was diagnosed with gigantomastia, a rare condition that causes excessive breast tissue growth. By her mid-20s, her bust had grown beyond any recorded size, reaching 102 ZZZ. Instead of hiding, she made it her identity, modeling, appearing on TV, and embracing the attention with confidence. Doctors once suggested a reduction surgery, but she refused, saying her body wasn't a mistake. Decades later, she remains an icon of body uniqueness, often surprising those seeing her for the first time. Whether she's standing in interviews or attending fan events, her presence doesn't just attract stares, it leaves people speechless. Annie's story isn't about records alone. It's about a woman who never let the world decide her limits. Number 14. Tom Stanford. He looks like a marathon runner sculpted by steel, yet Tom Stanford's appearance comes from an incredibly rare condition called MDP syndrome. Born in 1989 in Akrotiri, Cyprus, he's one of only a handful of people worldwide living with this disorder. The condition prevents his body from storing fat under the skin, leaving him with a chiseled, almost biomechanical look. Despite the challenges, fragile joints, hearing loss, and metabolic issues, Tom refused to slow down. Instead, he became a professional cyclist, competing at elite levels and earning recognition from the British Paralympic team. His determination often overshadows his appearance, but people never forget the first glance. Sharp cheekbones, defined veins, and an endurance athlete's focus. Tom once said his reflection doesn't bother him anymore. It reminds him of how far he's come. His body may look like it belongs in a sci-fi story, but his discipline keeps it grounded in real life. Number 13. Tran Van Haye. In Vietnam, barbers never met a man like Tran Van Haye. His hair grew into a massive coil, twisting and tangling until it reached over 6 meters in length. Born in 1931 in the Mekong Delta, he reportedly stopped cutting his hair after falling ill as a teenager, believing trimming it again would bring back bad luck. Decades later, his enormous locks became part of local legend. He rarely washed it, only once or twice a year, because it took hours to dry. The sheer weight of it made walking and sleeping difficult, yet he carried it as if it were a sacred relic. Villagers described him as humble, calm, and oddly mystical, his appearance so surreal that strangers often froze in disbelief. Tran passed away in 2010, leaving behind not just the world's longest recorded hair, but the story of a man whose look could have walked straight out of a myth. Number 12. Abigail and Brittany Hensel. 2 minds, 1 body. That's what makes Abigail and Brittany Hensel a biological wonder. Born in 1990 in Minnesota, the conjoined twins share a single torso, but have 2 heads, 2 hearts, and separate spines controlling each side of their bodies. Their coordination is astonishing. Abby controls the right side, Brittany the left, yet they move in perfect sync, walking, swimming, and even driving together. Growing up under media attention, they appeared in documentaries that captured their independence and humor. Both graduated from college, became teachers, and led surprisingly normal lives. Watching them talk, laugh, or simply reach for a cup, people can't help but stare in disbelief at how seamless their movements are. What seems impossible is, for them, just an everyday routine. Abby and Brittany don't fit any definition of normal, but they've mastered harmony in a way that most separate humans never could. Number 11. Elaine Davidson. It's hard to tell where her skin ends and jewelry begins. Elaine Davidson, originally from Brazil, has transformed her entire body into a living artwork, covered with thousands of piercings, gems, and tattoos. By 2023, she had accumulated over 11,000 piercings, a record unmatched anywhere. Born in 1965, she started body modification in her 20s after moving to Scotland. What began as a few facial piercings soon turned into full-body adornment, including metallic implants and colorful stones embedded in her skin. Each new piercing became part of her daily routine, symbolic, expressive, and strangely beautiful in its excess. She often describes her body as her canvas, and the world as her gallery. Seeing her in person is almost hypnotic. Silver, gold, and color shining from every direction. Some call her eccentric, others see her as fearless. Either way, Elaine's transformation is impossible to overlook. It's art walking in human form. Number 10. Mehmet Ozure. People often joked that Mehmet Ozure could smell a storm before it arrived, and maybe he could. Born in 1949 in Artvin, Turkey, Mehmet held the Guinness World Record for having the longest human nose ever measured, an astounding 8.8 centimeters, 3.46 inches. His distinctive profile made him instantly recognizable, even in a crowd. Scientists speculated that his oversized nasal structure might result from a mix of genetics and cartilage growth, though Mehmet himself never minded the attention. He often described his nose as a gift, saying it made him unique rather than strange. Throughout his life, he appeared on countless TV shows and record exhibitions, where audiences couldn't decide if he looked more human or cartoon-like. Even with all the jokes and stares, Mehmet carried himself with calm pride. He passed away in 2023, but his legacy, quite literally, sticks out in history. Few faces have ever been remembered quite like his. Number 9. Rolf Bukhaltz. Not many people walk through airport security and make headlines, but Rolf Bukhaltz has done it more than once. Born in 1959 in Dortmund, Germany, he holds the record for the most piercings in the world, over 500, many of them below the waist. But piercings are only part of his look. Rolf also has magnetic implants, horn bumps under his forehead, and a forked tongue, all designed to transform him into something between man and myth. His body modifications began in his 40s, inspired by curiosity rather than rebellion. He once said he simply wanted to explore every possibility of transformation. Today, his appearance stuns strangers, blending tattooed patterns with metal and symmetry. At first glance, he might resemble a character from dark fantasy, but in person, he's calm, articulate, and soft-spoken. Rolf's body is a lifetime project, not an act of shock, and it continues to make human boundaries feel optional. Number 8. Nikki Freeman. When people meet Nikki Freeman, their minds struggle to match what they see with what they hear. His youthful face looks no older than 10, yet he's a grown man in his 40s. Born in 1970 in Perth, Australia, Nikki lives with a mysterious disorder that drastically slows his aging process, leaving his features almost frozen in time. As a child, doctors were baffled by his condition, unable to find any match in medical records. Though his body remained small and childlike, his mind matured normally, creating a contrast that confused everyone around him. His mother once said that when she walks beside him, strangers assume she's his guardian, not his parent. Despite the curious attention, Nikki lives a simple, quiet life, supported by family and loved ones who see beyond appearances. Looking at him feels like seeing time pause mid-motion, a living reminder that the human body doesn't always follow the calendar. Number 7. Rodrigo Alves. Surgery became his art form. Rodrigo Alves, born in 1983 in São Paulo, Brazil, spent years reshaping himself through more than 60 cosmetic procedures. Each operation pushed him closer to an artificial perfection, inspired by the plastic Ken doll. His jawline, nose, chest, and even hairline were meticulously reconstructed, earning him the nickname, the Human Ken doll. Public fascination grew as his look evolved into something between human and sculpted figurine. Eventually, Rodrigo transitioned and now lives as Jessica Alves, continuing to redefine beauty on her own terms. Despite criticism, she insists it's about identity, not imitation. Her journey reflects the extremes of body modification, where ambition meets obsession. Whether admired or judged, Jessica never fades into the crowd. She stands as a statement that transformation can be both creative and controversial. Every glance she draws reminds people how blurred the line between real and unreal has become. Number 6. Natasha Crown. The world has seen plenty of body transformations, but Natasha Crown's pursuit takes it to another level. Born in 1994 in Gothenburg, Sweden, she set a personal mission to achieve the world's biggest hips. Through multiple surgeries and significant weight gain, she shaped her figure into dramatic, curving proportions that seem beyond human design. Her measurements surpass 80 inches around the hips, a size that's both admired and criticized online. Natasha says she's not chasing perfection. She's building a brand, and her body is the product. Media outlets call her a living cartoon, but she embraces the attention, using it to boost her modeling and social media career. Beneath the striking look is a confident, outspoken woman who refuses to conform to any standard. People often stare in disbelief, but Natasha never hides. Her message is simple: if your body shocks the world, let it. But make sure you're the one in control. Number 5. Jen Huan. He doesn't need a costume to look like a creature from myth. Jen Huan, born in 1978 in Liaoning, China, was declared one of the world's hairiest men, with nearly 96% of his body covered in thick dark hair. Doctors later identified it as a rare form of congenital generalized hypertrichosis, but Yu took it in stride. As a child, his appearance startled neighbors and strangers alike, yet fame eventually found him. By age 6, he had already appeared in films, often cast as an animal-like character due to his look. Despite the teasing, Yu embraced his condition, later pursuing a music career and becoming a celebrity in his own right. He once said he didn't want pity, just recognition for his talent. Beneath all that hair is a confident performer who turned mockery into momentum. Seeing him walk through a crowd feels like watching a fantasy step into reality, and he wears that spotlight without hesitation. Number 4. Claudio Vieira de Oliveira. Some people reshape their world from an unusual perspective. Claudio Vieira de Oliveira does it literally. Born in 1976 in Monte Santo, Brazil, with a condition called congenital arthrogryposis, his neck is fused backward, leaving his head upside down in relation to his body. Doctors once advised his mother not to expect survival, yet Claudio defied them all. Over the years, he learned to live independently, using a pen with his mouth, walking on his knees, and typing on a keyboard tilted to his unique angle. Graduating as an accountant, he now gives motivational speeches, proving that ability often looks different from what people expect. His daily life isn't just about adaptation, it's about precision and balance. Claudio says he doesn't see his condition as a barrier, only as another way to face the world. Watching him work, move, and speak, it's hard not to rethink what normal truly means. He redefined function without ever asking for sympathy. Number 3. Matthew Whelan. Color, chaos, and creativity. Those are the first things that come to mind when you see Matthew Whelan. Born in 1979 in Birmingham, England, he legally changed his name to King of Inkland Body Art, the Extreme Inkite. Every inch of his skin, from scalp to toes, is covered in tattoos, piercings, and ink-layered designs. His transformation began in his teens, but over time it became an obsession with turning his body into living art. He even tattooed his gums and eyelids, enduring hundreds of hours under the needle. For Matthew, this wasn't rebellion, it was evolution through color. People often stop him on the street, unsure if they're meeting a man or a moving mural. He embraces it all with humor and pride, describing his body as my storybook written in ink. His appearance can shock at first glance, but after a moment, the artistry takes over. Every tattoo, every line, tells the ongoing biography of his skin. Number 2. Zubida Tharwat. When her eyes met the camera, audiences forgot she was real. Zubida Tharwat, born in 1940 in Alexandria, Egypt, became one of the most mesmerizing actresses of the golden Arab cinema era. What set her apart wasn't just talent. It was her rare violet eyes, a color that almost seemed fictional. Directors called her the Egyptian Queen of Romance, and her face became a cultural emblem across the Middle East. She began acting in her teens and starred in over 40 films, captivating viewers through the 1950s and 60s. Though she retired from acting later in life, her image never faded. Even in black and white photos, her gaze looked tinted, hypnotic, and almost supernatural. Zubida passed away in 2016, but her name still floats through cinema history like a half-remembered dream. Some called her an illusion, others an enchantment, but one look was always enough to understand why she never blended in. Number 1. Carlos Rodriguez. The human skull isn't designed to be cut in half, but Carlos Rodriguez is living proof that survival rewrites the rules. Born in Miami, Florida, he made headlines after a car crash ejected him through the windshield, leaving half his skull permanently missing. Doctors rebuilt what they could, and what remained became his unmistakable identity. His accident happened in his early 20s, a moment that could have ended everything. Instead, Carlos became a viral phenomenon, appearing in interviews where people couldn't decide if his story was a miracle or madness. He jokes about it now, wearing his asymmetry like armor. Tattoos cover his body, and his humor disarms those who stare too long. Though his reflection startles most, Carlos says it reminds him that being alive is already extraordinary. His face might shock people at first glance, but his confidence makes them stay. In a world chasing perfection, he's the definition of impossible survival. So, after seeing all these people, one thing's certain. The world still has faces and forms you wouldn't believe unless you saw them yourself. Each one redefines what it means to be normal, showing that humanity has more versions than anyone could count. From extreme transformations to conditions that seem unreal, they remind us that reality can outdo imagination any day. If you enjoyed diving into this bizarre side of our world, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more interesting videos. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.